Picture this. It's the mid-19th century, a time of innovation, exploration, and unfortunately, conflict. The United States is on the brink of civil war, a nation divided over the issues of states' rights and slavery. Amidst these growing tensions, a new entity rises on the southeastern coast of North Carolina, Fort Fisher. Conceived in the turmoil of 1861, this Confederate stronghold was born out of necessity. Its strategic value was undeniable. It guarded the New Inlet, one of the Confederacy's most important trading routes. Constructed from earth and sand, its walls stood tall against the Atlantic winds, a silent sentinel awaiting the storm of war. Fort Fisher was more than just a fortification. It was a symbol of Confederate resilience. It embodied the South's determination to protect its interests, even in the face of impending conflict. And thus, Fort Fisher came to life, poised to play a pivotal role in the ensuing Civil War. As we prepare to explore the rich history of Fort Fisher, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's free and helps to ensure you stay up to date on all the latest videos. As the Civil War raged on, Fort Fisher stood as an indomitable fortress. This massive stronghold was more than just a fort. It was the lifeline of the Confederacy, guarding the last open seaport on the Atlantic coast in Wilmington, North Carolina. Fort Fisher, with its intricate network of bomb-proofs, batteries, and trenches, was a marvel of military engineering. Each of these elements played a crucial role in the fort's defense strategy. The bomb-proofs provided shelter for the soldiers, ensuring their safety during the Union's fierce bombardments. They were essentially underground bunkers, designed to withstand even the most destructive artillery fire. Meanwhile, the batteries, armed with formidable cannons, were positioned strategically throughout the fort. They were the fort's first line of defense, unleashing a storm of fire upon any approaching Union vessels. The trenches, on the other hand, served as a network of communication and movement for the Confederate soldiers, allowing them to maneuver around the fort quickly and efficiently. Moreover, the fort's location was a strategic advantage. Nestled between the Cape Fear River and the Atlantic Ocean, any enemy assault would have to contend with the natural barriers of water and marshland. This geographical advantage, coupled with the fort's impressive defenses, made Fort Fisher a tough nut to crack for the Union forces. Throughout the war, Fort Fisher successfully repelled numerous Union attacks. Despite the Union's superior numbers and resources, the fort's defenses held strong, protecting Wilmington, and by extension, the Confederacy's supply lines. Its resilience in the face of adversity was nothing short of remarkable. The fort's ability to withstand these severe onslaughts earned it a reputation among both friend and foe. It was not just a fortress, it was a symbol of the Confederacy's determination and resilience. This resilience, combined with its strategic importance to the Confederate cause, led to Fort Fisher's nickname, the Gibraltar of the South. Despite severe onslaughts, Fort Fisher stood firm. It was more than just a fort. It was a beacon of hope for a beleaguered Confederacy, a symbol of defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. If you are an educator, a parent with homeschooled children, or even just an avid history enthusiast who enjoys unlocking history's greatest secrets in a fun, engaging, hands-on approach, then History Unboxed may be just the subscription service for you. History Unboxed provides fun and engaging packaged history lessons for all ages and learning abilities. Simply click the link in the description below to browse the various plans and have these fun and stimulating lessons shipped right to your door. Now, back to our video. No fortress is invincible, and in January 1865, Fort Fisher faced its ultimate test. The first major assault on the fort took place in December 1864. Union forces under the command of Major General Benjamin Butler and Admiral David Porter launched a two-pronged attack. A massive naval fleet unleashed a barrage of fire, while land troops attempted to breach the fort's defenses. Despite their overwhelming numbers and firepower, the Union forces were unable to capture the fort, and Butler was relieved of his command, his tactics heavily criticized. Yet Fort Fisher's reprieve was short-lived. Just a month later, in January 1865, the Union forces returned. This time they were led by Major General Alfred Terry, who had learned from Butler's mistakes. Terry coordinated a simultaneous assault, with the naval fleet bombarding the fort from the sea while his 15,000 soldiers charged from the land. It was a relentless attack that lasted for 2 long days and nights. The Confederate forces, though determined and brave, were outnumbered and outgunned. By the evening of January 15th, the Union flag was flying over Fort Fisher. The impenetrable fortress had fallen. The tactics used in the Battle of Fort Fisher were innovative for their time. The combined use of naval and land forces in a coordinated assault was a strategy that would be echoed in many future military operations. Yet the impact of this battle extended far beyond military tactics. Fort Fisher was the last seaport of the Confederacy, the final lifeline that allowed the South to receive much-needed supplies from overseas. Its fall effectively cut off the Confederacy from the rest of the world, both physically and symbolically. The South was now truly alone. With the fall of Fort Fisher, the Confederacy's lifeline was cut off, hastening the end of the Civil War. The echoes of war have long since faded, but Fort Fisher's legacy lives on. In the aftermath of the Civil War, Fort Fisher found a renewed purpose. It served as a military base during the tumultuous years of World War II. Soldiers once more marched across its historic grounds, keeping the flame of Fort Fisher's military heritage alive. Yet, as the world moved beyond the age of wars and into an era of peace, so too did Fort Fisher transition from a fortress to a monument of history. Upon the cessation of the war, it became clear that Fort Fisher was more than just a strategic stronghold. It was a piece of America's past, a relic of a bygone era that needed to be preserved for future generations. And so, the fort underwent a transformation. The cannons fell silent, the barracks emptied of soldiers, and the walls, once echoing with the sounds of battle, now reverberated with the whispers of history. Today, Fort Fisher serves as a historical landmark and museum. Its once formidable walls now host to curious onlookers and history buffs. Every brick, every corner of the fort whispers tales of valor, courage, and resilience, drawing visitors from all corners of the globe. It is a living history book, its pages written in the soil and the structures that have withstood the test of time. But Fort Fisher's journey doesn't end at being a museum. The preservation efforts are constant, ensuring that the fort remains a tangible link between the past and the present. Every day, dedicated teams work tirelessly to maintain the site, battling the elements and the wear of time to keep the fort's legacy alive. These efforts are not just about preserving a historical site, they're about safeguarding a piece of our shared history. They ensure that the lessons learned, the sacrifices made, and the stories woven into the fabric of Fort Fisher continue to resonate with us and with generations yet to come. Today, Fort Fisher stands not just as a testament to the past, but as a beacon for future generations to learn and remember. From its inception to its fall and beyond, Fort Fisher's story is one of endurance, sacrifice, and resilience. Born out of the need for a stronghold in the South, Fort Fisher swiftly rose to prominence in the American Civil War. Its strategic location at the mouth of the Cape Fear River made it a vital lifeline for the Confederacy, standing as a testament to military ingenuity and the will to survive. The fort's fall, however, marked a pivotal turning point in the war, signifying the beginning of the end for the South. Today, Fort Fisher stands not as a bastion of military might, but as a symbol of our nation's tumultuous past. Its weathered ramparts and silent cannons echo the stories of those who fought and fell on its grounds. As we delve into the annals of history, we uncover stories of strength and struggle like that of Fort Fisher, reminding us of our past as we navigate our future. If you enjoyed this video, then please take the time to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you never have to worry about missing the latest episode. We are the Minutemen of History.